Hi, my name is Janine Turner, and I'm the founder of Constituting America. Welcome to our annual 90-day study entitled 90 plus 90 equals 180. History holds the key to the future. This year's study is entitled The Genius of America, A Journey into Our Republic, a study on Alexis De Tocqueville's Democracy in America. This is a quote from Alexis De Tocqueville. Political jurisdiction is to withdraw power from someone who makes a bad use of it and to prevent this same citizen from being vested with it in the future. Today's essay is entitled On Political Judgment in the United States, Volume 1, Part 1, Chapter 7 of Democracy in America by Alexis De Tocqueville. Guest essayist, Andrea Criswell. Take one for the team! Maybe Washington, maybe Hamilton, patented this unheard of paradigm shift. But the idea set in motion a constitutional republic that would require more from the elected than any other time in history. Adding a unique feature in regard to public officials, the founders took it a step further, one that would keep democracy on the up and up. Alexis de Tocqueville recognized this feature. He caught the nuance in regard to political jurisdiction, saying it is, quote, to withdraw power from someone who makes a bad use of it and to prevent this same citizen from being vested with it in the future, end quote. It allowed public servants to be judged among their elected peers without criminalizing them. In America's version of political jurisdiction, it could not be used as a partisan weapon. It required deep trust of the elected, and it tethered leaders to a higher accountability. These three distinctions will be considered here. Be slow to impeach. The temptation to override is currently strong in the political atmosphere. Take what you want politically by force. The founders feared this and set in motion a unique take on political jurisdiction which would require a respect for the law, no matter who was elected. If the people, by free and fair elections, selected a person to govern, then that person should be protected from impeachment being used as a partisan weapon. It is this very reason that only the public official called forward by the House of Representatives can be labeled an offender. Protecting against false accusations, the Senate judges the offense. What surprised de Tocqueville was that this only included removal from office, not justice through the penal code. The House could call for impeachment, and the Senate could enact impeachment, but neither could take away the personal liberties of the offender. That was out of their jurisdiction. Radically different from the structures in both England and France, the founders' plan limited impeachment for the purpose of protecting the choice of the governed. Trust the law. In times of uncertainty, the governed must trust the checks and balances of the law and not take matters into their own hands. Obedience to authority is a wonderful fail-safe when the elected is your chosen candidate. But when the candidate is not chosen, it requires great maturity to work under the leadership of someone you do not agree with. Order is a protective measure against chaos. It blesses all who sit in its shade. The shade, as seen in political jurisdiction in the United States, is that the leaders are tethered to something greater than themselves, the law, which supersedes agenda. Usurpation is only acceptable when the elected dishonor the law. However, in modern America, trust in elected leadership has been broken, and most of the governed do not understand the law. This is a concerning combo that the founders feared. To hold office, a little phrase with great power. When seen through a lens of selfish ambition, this power brings an elected person's self-promotion. Seen through the lens of service, it garners benefit for the governed. Political jurisdiction is intended to protect the elected while establishing office void of selfish ambition. What a difference a lens can make. This is where free and fair elections, apart from gerrymandering, are so important. The balance between recognizing the possibility of human failure and the tension between freedom of choice and the law is real. The elected person is imperfect, but the law holds their imperfection in check. Accordingly, political jurisdiction is, in De Tocqueville's words, quote, despite its mildness and perhaps because of its mildness, a very powerful arm in the hands of the majority, end quote. This is not, quote, your father's, end quote, democracy. Liberty requires more. The republic is a standard of law for all people to be honored and upheld equally by both the elected and the governed. It was understood that the elected would place their own natural tendencies aside out of respect for the law, and that the governed would place their natural tendencies aside out of respect for the elected. This mutual agreement of giving and receiving would allow them to accomplish something the world had never seen. De Tocqueville reminds us today that America's system of political jurisdiction sets American democracy apart. If it breaks down, she will become just like other democracies. Without this unique balance, America will not embody liberty in its truest form. Andrea Criswell is a wife, mother, and homeschool teacher in the Northwest Houston area. Graduating from both Texas Tech University and Asbury Theological Seminary, she teaches Christian worldview classes. Her passion is helping high school students become responsible young adults who critically think and learn how to solve problems.